Xbox is making it easier for you to stream directly to Twitch right through your Xbox console. Could Final Fantasy VII Remake finally be making its way over to Xbox, and it looks like we will be seeing some more backwards compatible games sometime in the future. So if you remember back when Mixer was around, it was Microsoft's entry into the streaming world, trying to create their own streaming platform, putting their own twist on it. It was a pretty cool platform, but it just never panned out. It closed down, and then there wasn't really the easy way to stream directly to a platform, to a streaming service directly from your Xbox console without ever having to use a capture card or go into a separate app on your Xbox. So currently right now you can actually download the Twitch app, and I believe you can stream right to Twitch through that, but it looks like Xbox is going to make that easier going forward as they are testing out streaming directly through Twitch through your Xbox UI without actually having to go into the Twitch app. So it says here, Microsoft is now testing the Twitch live streaming with select Xbox insiders, providing a built-in method for streaming without a game capture card or a separate app. This is only available in the alpha skip ahead program, so if you're in there you probably can check it out and see how it is working, but it will be under the live streaming option under the capture and share within your Xbox UI. So when you hit the Xbox button and you see those options. So this feature, streaming directly through Twitch, you're only going to see, like you saw when you were back in the day doing it with Mixer, only the actual gameplay that you want to stream out. So the Xbox UI and the other parts of the Xbox operating system will not be shown when you're streaming, which is a nice feature to have, an easy feature that does it automatically. Like for example, when I'm streaming through my capture card, all of my user interface and all that kind of stuff, if I want to go back and forth, it does show up, and you can blank that out obviously, but the fact that it does it automatically is a good feature. And I guess the advantage of doing it directly through your Xbox may make it more seamless, may make the quality of your stream better rather than having to go through the app. Now I wish they would do this with more platforms. It would be awesome if they added YouTube in there, and even Facebook gaming. I mean, a lot of people aren't a fan of Facebook gaming and stuff like that, but just giving people the options of where they want to stream their content directly from their console would be a great step forward with this, especially after the fact that Mixer did close down. For me, I mean, I may start streaming to Twitch if this feature just makes it that much easier, and sometimes if I don't need to utilize that capture card that I have, if I'm somewhere else in my house, I may start doing that. I do have a Twitch channel, so go check it out. It's the Big Plume. Final Fantasy VII Remake has been out for a while now. It came out first exclusively on PlayStation, on the PS4, and it is still not come out or been even announced for Xbox yet. Now there's a reason probably why it's taking longer than we thought it was going to take, and that main reason probably is with the fact that they released Final Fantasy VII Integrate, which was the upgraded version, the next gen version, plus the additional content that came with it, which extended that exclusivity of it being on PlayStation only. Specifically, Final Fantasy VII Integrate, when it came out, there was on their advertising and their marketing at the bottom of the screen here, it says available on PS5 at least 6 months earlier than any format. This game came out in June, so if you go June, July, August, September, October, November, December, it looks like that this game may finally be announced for Xbox, meaning that we could see some sort of announcement either during the 20th anniversary celebration or during the Game Awards or in early 2022. And what makes this all more interesting and gives us more hope that this is going to be coming over to Xbox is this tweet from Xbox China that was later deleted. So from Hazard Gaming, they say apparently Xbox China posted an option of Final Fantasy VII Remake in the thread, then deleted tweet. It shows Xbox 20th anniversary, so they could announce it at the event next month. As always, take it with a grain of salt. Final Fantasy VII Remake. And here's the tweet. I obviously can't read this. I don't know what it is saying, but it has something to do with a poll. People get to choose a selection of characters or games or something, and they include a Final Fantasy VII, and I believe specifically Tifa within that, as this is an article here from Game Rant, and they say here that the tweet actually says was a poll asking fans to pick from a variety of Xbox characters, and the poll focused on women from various games, and they included Tifa Lockhart in that lineup and then deleted that. Now obviously Final Fantasy VII, the original game, is on Xbox Game Pass. It's on Xbox, you can go and play that, so they may have been referring to that. However, if they were referring to that specifically, I don't see why they would go back and delete the tweet. So maybe it was just a slip up. Maybe it's something to come in the future. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to make its way onto Xbox in the future eventually, and it's just a matter of time now, as Integrate was released in June. We're coming up on that 6-month mark, and I'd be surprised if PlayStation tries to extend this timed exclusivity thing any longer. Backwards compatibility, one of the best features on the Xbox consoles. It's going to be like this throughout this entire generation, even as we get those brand new shiny AAA games built from the ground up from Xbox Game Studios and for third parties for the Series X and S. Backwards compatibility is still going to be one of the most popular and most used features on these consoles. At least that's what I think. And we have tons of games to play with backwards compatibility, but it would be great to see more. And we're seeing more and more leaks of potentially this happening in the future. And a lot of people are speculating that we're going to get some sort of announcement at the 20th anniversary event on November 15th. So previously, True Achievements spotted that there were a bunch of 360 games and OG Xbox games that were spotted within the Microsoft Store. And here were the games. It was Dead or Alive 3, which, I mean, makes complete sense with the 20th anniversary of Xbox if that were something that was to be added to it. Dead or Alive Ultimate, Full Spectrum Warrior, 10 Hammers, Gladius, Gun Valkyrie, Advent Rising, and Chicken Little. These were all spotted within the Microsoft Store. Now, you couldn't do anything with them. They just showed up there, and they could have just been placeholders, but it gets people speculating whether these games are going to be coming for backwards compatibility. Now, there were some more games that were just recently spotted, some Xbox 360 games. The first one here is called the First Templar, and as you can see, if you go down here, there's nothing that works, nothing that you can do with it, but it does say playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X. So that's very interesting, meaning that, hey, at some point maybe this will be playable on those consoles, or again could just be a placeholder. And then there is this one here, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader Full Version? Same thing, has screenshots and says playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X. Now, I don't know anything about these two games. They don't seem very popular games. They kind of seem like bloatware games. I'm not sure, especially the First Templar I don't know much about, but Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader doesn't really seem like anything I would be interested in. However, this could just be a sign that they are testing out more 360 games to announce and to release on backwards compatibility for the Xbox consoles. And I really hope they do. I hope this is something, although they have given us a ton, I really hope they don't just stop working on the backwards compatible program. I know that there's a lot of stuff that goes into it with licensing, a lot of work to bring some of these games over, especially if they are more niche games that, hey, you put in all that work to make them work on the Series X and S, and maybe not a lot of people are actually going to play them, but it's just such a great feature to have. And as someone who has a large catalog of 360 Xbox One games and a decent amount of OG Xbox games, I would love to be able to just pop any of those discs into my Series X and see them work. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about all of the stuff in the comments below. Are you happy that Xbox is making it easier to stream to Twitch? Do you want to see Final Fantasy Remake come over to the Xbox? When do you think that is going to happen? And what are some backwards compatible games you would like to see Xbox bring over to the Series X and S? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, you like what you saw throughout this video, you found it entertaining, you found it informative, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button to help this channel grow and help grow this community so we can have great conversations in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.